absolute bullshit, and I'm just leaving it, right? But for now, let's just go with it as true. So, this is what I'm kind of terming like laws of transformation. I'm going to explain some stuff which is going to start off probably sounding very obvious, right? So why is he even saying that? The invitation is to look at it as though you've never heard it before, right? Listen to it with new ears, right? And by doing that, you'll probably discover some things that you didn't realise. So here, so a line down the middle here, right? This represents like right now in this moment. Okay, so we're going to call this moment here right now the present. Okay, so this is the present right now. When I started explaining this graph, it was in the past, right? When you came in this room just now, that is now in the past already, yeah? So over here, behind this line, let me get a better pen as well. This left of the line is the past. This is stuff that's already happened. This is this current moment. So what's this?
Future.
Yeah, right, to the right of the line, future. Some kind of, so the future, right? So it's happened, it's happening right now, it's gonna happen, God willing. Right, then, so, imagine that, like in this kind of space, right, we can define, in the space that we are, the space that we have, there's some, we could describe, right, what we see as our current reality, yeah, about anything, right? So if this box was this room, current reality, we could describe it, right? There's 5 people here, right? There's these chairs, there's this, some within a parameter you can describe what's currently true, yeah, and we could agree on it. And that in the future, there's kind of multiple states of the future, right? Like, and there'd be infinite boxes here, right? So like later on today, I might go and watch a film, right? I might go have dinner with a friend, right? I might just go to bed early, right? Whole series of possibilities in the future, right? Which we could describe and aim for, right? So this would be, these are states of the future, right? And I'm going to call 2 broad categories of the future, right? One is what we're going to call the predictable future. Okay? So what I mean by that is some state that is very predictably going to happen if stuff doesn't change much. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So for example, let's take Rachel's job, right? Over the last few years, right, she's here, she's happy, she's going to be coming back tomorrow after the weekend, right? A predictable future being, I'm in TFA for a while, right? There's also a state called the alternate future, right? This is something, this is the state of future which is like different from what's predictable, okay? Something different from what's predictable. So imagine, so let's take my life and my job, right? Like I have a job right now, predictably in next year I'm gonna have maybe a little bit more money if I have a little pay rise, right? Predictably, it's obvious, it's kind of, you could imagine it happening. An alternate one is that like, I don't even work for Teacher All anymore, right? I live in a different country, I have a completely different job, but it doesn't look much like it was gonna be predictable, right? So, these states of the future. Okay, with me so far? Can you understand me? You've got my accent? Yeah? You're dealing with my missing tooth? I'm putting up too much. I like spitting stuff all over you. Sorry about that. I tried to get easy on my lunch so I didn't like spit too much on you. Alright, so this seems ludicrously obvious, right? So why are we even taking time talking about this? Really? So let's keep going. Right. The idea that, right, the current reality is influenced by things that have happened in the past, right? We would imagine. imagine that, right? That I woke up this morning and put the shirt on, right, in the past, has contributed to me wearing the shirt right now. Yes? Right. That you were born means you're here now, right? Something happened, that contributes to that. And the laws of transformation would say that because of this, right, there's some version of that going on into the future. So there's a track that we are on that's going to give us our predictable future, right? So we have jobs, we're coming back on Monday or Tuesday in your case, and that track to that is magnetic. All right, there are forces, and don't worry too much about this because like we're gonna explore it with examples, but like that track into a predictable future is magnetic. Like there's forces that keep you on that track, right? Which are things like how you think about yourself, right? Like what society thinks of you, right? This track makes it. It's not completely easy just to flick off the track, right? Don't worry too much about that. We will come to it. And if we're gonna live into an alternate future, right? Something that isn't predictable, something that's different. Right, then there would be some kind of significant deviation, right, from what's happened in the past and what's predictable for our future, right? A significant deviation. So, like, if I want to go and live in a different country and do a different job, that would be a pretty significant deviation from what's happening right now. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, where to go? So, other terms I probably want to introduce I think are helpful are predictable future. This is like the kind of world of probable. Alright? Almost by its nature, right? That is predictable means it's probable. So that I have this job today means I'm likely to have this job on Tuesday, Monday, right? Probable. This world here, if you're going to create in the alternate future, is possible. Alright, and we're going to explore all this stuff later, right? The difference between probable and possible. This is possible, this is probable. So that I work in a different country, do a different job, it's a possibility. That I come back to this job next week is probable. And another thing probably worth explaining here as well is that I make the distinction that a future which is predictable is like, I'm calling that change. Right, it's a change from what's already happening. And I'm calling this a transformation from what's already happening right now. What else is to say?
I think that
Okay, anything to say at this point? This is setting the table. Down.
I was just going to say that the math analogy or example that you gave was really helpful to me.
Okay, yeah. So we're going to get into like how this all works now, right? And the kind of things that I'm now going to go to like beyond what's blindingly obvious. Hopefully. Okay, anything to say right now? How you doing?
Yeah.
What are your reactions? Yeah, you doing alright?
Yeah, still processing possible, transformation versus change.
Yeah.
Still processing that. But
That difference. Yeah, cool. And like I'm saying, like none of this I'm saying is true. I'm just saying it's like try it on and see what difference it makes. And what I'm saying, my definition of change, right, is that it's some version of what has happened in the past. So we should put a box over here, in fact. Right, there's some version of stuff that's happened in the past, and that change in the predictable future is a version of that, right? So like, so for example, so like I get paid a couple of $1,000s more next year, right? Necessarily, it's a change. That's a change, but it's a version of this, right? What's happened in the past. That I'm on X dollars now. This is $2,000 more. It's a change. It's a version of this. I'm saying that transformation doesn't have to have anything to do with what's happened in the past. Like you create it. And that's a massively important word actually. Let me stick that in here, right? Like this, you create. And we're going to do a bit of that soon. You create it. You just decide it, you say it, and it's created, brought into the world. All right, good so far? Yeah, need processing time? Thanks for your patience. I'm just kind of pretending to hear what's in your head, like, what? You came all the way to tell us this? Really? Stick with it. Okay. So, now, so then the laws, right, of governing, the laws that govern all of this stuff. So, let's see. So what we did with the EDs the last couple of days was thinking about, right, what's your current reality as an ED team? Yeah? What are the influences of the past that have given you that current reality? Yeah, that have given you that. And then, given that that has influenced that, what's this? What's your predictable future, right? In 2 years' time, what's it like to look like? And then, so they did that, and we might do that with you guys in a minute. And then we're like, okay, well, what's your alternate future that you just create from nothing? Right, this is like, what do you really want, actually? Right, not a version of the past, what do you really want instead? And we can come to that. Right, let me take 1 second to take you forward. I'm trying to think about doing 3 days work in 2 hours. Alright, good. Thanks for your patience. We usually have more time to plan, but this is perfect. Right, so let's look at our relationship to the past, the present, and the future. We think that we are born and grow up with, right, laws that we think govern the relationship between the past, the present, and the future. I'm going to show you a different way of thinking about the relationship between them, right? Things that are hidden from us. Okay. So let's think about the pervasive influence of the past. So we have, yes, the pervasive influence of the past. Hold on a second. Right. Think about the things that contribute to the current reality right now. Your current reality right now. What are they?
Personally, like, or
Yeah, just life.
Current reality.
Yeah. What contributes to your life right now?
The weather.
Mhm.
The weather.
Mhm.
What are we saying?
No. I think it was a bad question. That's why I'm pausing. What gives you who you are in the present?